And so we want to be hospitable. We want to build these relationships with people. But I find that many still struggle. What do I exactly say to them? They want the formula, and there's not a formula in many ways. But what worked, or did you find that was most beneficial for you in sharing Christ when it got to that moment in time? What was the bridge that you used to connect and draw Jesus, or show Jesus to them? And how can people take something similar for themselves and apply that in their context?
What I love to do when I go to Walmart or I go to Target, I go to Costco, I'm trying to think of stores that I went to in Europe. But anyway, when I meet and I see someone, I love to go up and just say, where are you from? And then that question always leads to is your family still there? How is your mother? How is your father? A genuine concern for them. And then I like to say, how long have you been here? Mm-hmm. And for many of them, they've been here quite a while. And, we meet a family at the ice cream store. I'm on ice cream today, I guess. At the ice cream store. And we asked them how long had they been in the city we were, and they've been in the city for 20 years. So my next question is, has anyone ever welcomed you to this city or this state or this country? And their response, I can't think of anyone who ever said yes. Their response is no one ever welcomed me. And you can see in their eyes that they're wondering, what are you getting at? And then I want to say, well, I want to be the first. I want to welcome you to, and wherever we travel a lot, so I usually have to think, where am I to welcome you? I want to welcome you. And then that opens the door. They're ready to talk to me and find out who I am and all that. And then my next question usually, and it depends on where we are in the conversation. Has anyone ever told you about Jesus? And usually they say, no, I've never heard. And, we live in the South. There's a church everywhere, but, that's the building, and the people are not coming outside that building to do this welcoming. And then that opens the door for me to tell them who I am and tell them about Jesus. I've had Muslim men say to me, if Jesus means that much to you, why don't you ever talk about him? And I'm humbled by that, because in their mind, they are people of faith. Even if they're nominal, they're people of faith, and they assume that everyone in America is a Christian because they've been taught that everybody from their country are Muslims. And so they assume that we would talk about him. So you're not being hateful or obnoxious. You could be obnoxious, but you want to just do it in a gentle, humble way. Who is Jesus to you? And then finally, I want to say, I need a friend. Would you be my friend? And here's my phone number. And if you need anything, if I can help you with anything, I'd love for you to do that. And then I always say, can we get together again? And I'll invite them to my home. And so that, and you may in your conversation only get to where are you from? How long have you been here? But if you genuinely say, I think about your country, I've heard about what's going on in your country, that opens the door for them to realize that all Americans are not the same, and we are different, but we want you to feel welcomed here, and we're glad you're here. So that's kind of the introduction that I do when I'm just meeting somebody off the street or in the store. I think just having a few questions that you put in your back pocket helps you start a conversation when you're scared to death that, I'm going to blow it, or you're not going to blow it. For them to not be welcome to our country is really an act of hostility, because every place we have ever been across the world, we have been welcomed to their city, to their country. We're glad you're here. where are you? They ask us where we're from. And, you know, depending on the country, sometimes I want to be from another country because sometimes we can be pretty hateful when we go somewhere. But I'm from America, and usually the statement is, "Oh, we love America, but we hate your government." But, you know, that's not the question I want to answer anyway. I want to get to Jesus.